follow your dreams. Regardless of what your background is or your sexuality is, you can follow your dreams and set up your own studio and become a prominent member or a strong part of a games development or a community. There is this big diversity that it is possible. I'm Nic Watt, the founder and creative director at Nnooo. It's myself and my husband, Bruce, that run our company. We've had a lot of experience developing on Nintendo platforms and then more recently opened up into Xbox and PlayStation. As a company, we've been growing not only from just developing our own titles but also starting to move into publishing. Video games for me have always been a source of enjoyment. I was quite bullied at school and it was a really good way for me to find a wide circle of friends. In Australia, we went through quite a development crash. There's a lot of people making great games on iPhone and PC in Australia, but not much console development going on. So we wanted to help broaden the industry and get everyone onto various other platforms. And through that, we had a dialogue with Sony and the PlayStation first, and they thought it would be really good to kind of work with us to help facilitate students being able to have a bit more mentorship so they can get out and release their titles. So PlayStation first worked with linking up with various universities and approved them to be able to access the same hardware and software as developers that we can get access to. And then the idea is that these students enroll in a games degree and they can start programming video games on a PlayStation device. In Australia, we've got a really good indie sector going on. There's some really, really strong titles coming out. And we need the educational component to be producing really, really high quality, high caliber students. What you find in the UK and Canada is they've got a really, really good, tiered structure going on, so people will graduate, they'll maybe work at a really big studio, get a lot of amazing experience, and then become an awesome indie developer a few years later. And it would be great to kind of get those layers even more structured in Australia. It's very expensive to get a game rated in Australia and get it released, and that automatically acts as a kind of a barrier of censorship, because not everyone, say an American or Canadian developer, they don't want to spend another $1,000 or $2,000 just to ship a game in Australia. So we get far less game, particularly the indie digital games, we get far less here just because of that. And then on top of that, until recently, our age rating system hasn't been as strong or as diverse as other regions. So we've maybe lost out to some of the higher, the more mature age bracket elements. So I think there's kind of like a double layer of censorship going on there, which some of it I think is unintentional from the government. I think they've never really realized that there's so much content and we're using the same kind of ratings board and the same people as the film industry, and there's obviously not as many films coming out as there are games. There are things in line to try and make more of a global system, so there is a little bit of a silver lining on the horizon. So thanks very much to the BasedGamer.com guys and girls. It's been a really great opportunity, and be sure to check out all the rest of the great content that they create.